I'm Taryn and welcome to Hawkesbury Art Gallery Art Online. So this week we're going to do something for Mother's Day. I've done a little artwork, a little simple one just with watercolour, and you could do it the same size as this and put it in a frame, or if you like you could do a smaller one and fold it and make a card out of it. So lots of different ideas we could use with this, but it's really simple and I'm going to take you through step by step. So what we're going to need first is some materials and also your information sheets that you can download. Make sure you print both sheets off. We have a little watercolour set. Now these ones aren't expensive, they're just kid sets, or if you've got some better sets, that's great, you could use that too, but that's all I've used. I've got a lead pencil and I've got a rubber just in case I make a mistake. Also have my brushes and my water ready for when I'm ready for when I want to start painting. So let's get started. Okay, so to get started, I've drawn a little rectangle, but that's okay if you're just going to be using the full sheet, whatever you like to do. So step one is, in the middle, we're going to start by drawing a bit of an egg shape or an oval. So sometimes I start to give myself a bit of a guide. Now I'm going to draw mine really dark so you can see it nice and clearly, but you might want to draw yours a bit lighter, just so you can rub out if you need to. So that's our step one. Then step two is we're going to do a little curve inside that and then add another one. Pretty simple. And then inside that we're just going to add another petal and then another one just inside that. Really simple. Then the next one, we're going to draw, coming from that, another curve, just coming in behind just a little bit, like so. But see, I haven't drawn the whole thing this time. So I'm just going to do that part, and then we're going to add, similar to what we did here, but this time I'm going to leave a gap, like so. And then we're going to add to that. You can see there's a middle section here, so we're going to draw that on, and then another two, like so, drawing the extra petals. So then we're going to do the next one, similar to what we've done here. Let's draw our curve and draw another one. This one I'm going to go all the way around like so, and then again divide it up, and then we can add some more inside that and draw another one, and then another one, and then one more. Alright, so that's the three flowers at the top. Now we've got one more at the bottom. Now don't worry if yours are in a slightly different position, that's totally fine. I like things to be a little bit original. Alright, so the next one we're going to draw just like another curve, like that, and then inside that draw your petal, and then draw another one, then another one. So this one I'm drawing a little bit more open than I had the others. And then let's do one in the middle, and then another one there. I think that might be enough. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to join them up with our steps. So I might draw the bottom one first. So that one's a nice curve. Let's take it out and down, like that. And then we're going to take these down. Now don't worry if they cross over or if they're not exactly like mine. Tulips, which is the kind of flower these are, have got long stems and they kind of bob and move around. So it's okay if yours are in sort of different type positions so they look like they're actually swaying in the wind. And then this one, we can't quite see where that's going to go, can we? Because it's behind the others, so I don't have to worry about that one. Next I'm going to draw this little leaf here that comes up and curls out to the side, bending it over, so I'm being fat at the bottom and skinnier at the top. Then another one just beside here, coming up and out, and then one on this side. Where does it come out? Around there, like so. So there you go, that's our drawing so far. And then the next step is to get our paint ready. So I'll put my pencil away and I'm going to get out my paint set. Pop it down there. Move this back just a little bit. So my pinky's almost run out, but that's okay. I'm sure there's plenty for us to use. So first step is, bring this a bit closer, we want to wet our paint with lots and lots of water. You'll see I'm dipping it in my water glass there, and then I'm going to start to swirl and swirl and mix and mix. Now the first step is we're going to paint over the top of our tulip flowers, right over the whole lot. Well, that's a nice pink colour, isn't it? You can see all the way over. Now remember, your pencil lines won't be as dark as mine, so it won't show up as much. Next one. And see, it doesn't matter if you go over the top of the other one, because they're all going to be the same colour. Also too, if you don't particularly like pink and you wanted to do yours yellow or red or a different colour, you can do that. The instructions in the steps will still be the same, you can just change which colour you use. You might even want to do yours rainbow colours. Alright, last one, there we go, all filled in. There we go. Alright, now with watercolours, you don't actually have to wait for them to completely dry between steps. Sometimes it actually gives a really nice effect if you work on it while it's still wet. So, actually before I forget, I'm going to do a little swirl of this colour just to the side. It's nice sometimes to keep track of what colours you used in your artworks, especially if you decide you want to make a set. So if you want to do another one, then you'll have a little bit there to remember exactly how you did it. Now I'm mixing up my red colour. This one's a bit of a pinky red. There we go. This colour's quite strong. Now all I'm going to do, before I do that, let's just do a little bit more of the pink. So you can see on my one, see how there's some lines underneath those ones. So I might do a little tiny bit more of the pink. And just draw some lines down the middle. Mix it again. Bit down here, down the sides of our petals, and underneath ours as well, and on the inside petals. So even though it's the same colour, because we're layering it, it's going to make this layer a bit darker than the other one, and that's what we want. A little bit darker on the inside petals, darker on this one, mixing a bit more, mixing, there we go, and extra lines on these ones on the outside edge like I did on the others. That's it, and then lightly I'm going to paint some little veins on it. So just little lines, like so. You can see these ones go that way, but this one, I'm changing the direction and going this way. This one, where I put the line down the middle, they're going to go both ways, like that. So just little strokes here and there. Like that. Oh, I nearly forgot one. There we go. And now we can go to the red. And we're going to do almost the same thing. Now, when you do it, it'll run into the other one a little bit, but that's kind of nice. I like that. See how it's sort of starting to spread? Taking it down underneath. And you're just going to add to some of those little lines just a little bit and see how it starts to bleed into the other colour. It gives such a nice effect. You mix some into these inside petals too. Mixing up a little bit more. Doing the strokes again. Doing a bit darker inside here. I'll just add some detail on that one. Next one. We really are just adding to what we've already done, almost like exactly the same. But you can see some of this little bit of pink left there. We want to be able to see what we've done, so you don't want to go right over the top, just parts of it. There we go. And then this one. Now you'll probably have a different paint set to mine, so your colours might be a little bit different as well, but that's okay too. I'm sure it'll come out looking just as good. Might even be even more fantastic. There we go. And that's our red bit. Alright, so now, while that's drying, let's move on to our next colour, which is going to be our light green. So I'm giving my brush a really good clean, and then taking lots of water again, just dip it onto there and start mixing our light green. So what we're going to do is paint all the leaves and the stems in this colour first. Going up and round. I'm not too worried if I go outside the lines. I think that just adds to part of the artwork. Now when you get up close, because the other one's, the pink's a little bit wet, it may run into it just a tiny bit. So sometimes if you have a tissue handy, just in case of emergencies if it does, and you just give it a little bit of a dab and it's enough to stop it from running too much. Filling in the stem there, the stem, and this one, like so. So it doesn't take too long to paint it. Next step is we're now going to mix our darker green. So mixing it up, mixing it up, mixing it up. Now this colour we're going to add to the green we've already got to do both our leaves. Now you can see in the leaves I've done some lines in them. So I want you to do the same, just lightly with your brush, just the suggestion. Like so, and then coming up into this one. Sometimes it might bleed into the other colour and the lines aren't as obvious, but that's okay too. And the lines. And this one, up and over. And then I've done a little bit just in underneath the heads of our flowers, because you'd have a little bit of a shadow there. And then with our stems, I'm just going to do a little bit of a shadow on the underneath side. On this one too, on that side, and this one just on that side. And draw the lines, like so. Now we're going to give that just a little moment to dry, because then after that we're going to come back and do another layer of paint over the top on just the leaves. But what we can move on to next is our background. Now I've chosen a light blue, but that's not to say you might not do a different colour. If you have a look, you might like purple, or you might like a yellow background. So you can do whatever you like. I might do this one a different colour actually. If I did blue last time, maybe I should do a yellow this time. It's a beautiful bright sunny day outside, so I think a nice happy colour in the background might be good for this one. So what I'm going to do, make sure I've got plenty of water there, is just start painting all the way around everything else that I've done. Add a bit of water, spreading it around. Well, that is a nice bright happy colour, isn't it? And paint. So you can see, if you don't remix the paint, it gets a little bit lighter. So if you do notice it sort of starts to be a bit paler, then you're just going to have to mix up a little bit more of the paint, just to make it a bit more consistent, especially when you've got big areas like this to fill in. Keep painting in, filling in. I'm not too worried if I go outside my border. Sometimes you can cut that and fit it to a frame and all that gets covered. You might also have a frame at home all ready to go. So if that's the case, if you open the frame up and use either the backing or the piece of, you get someone to help you with the glass, you can draw around it, and that way you know that your artwork's going to be exactly the right size for your frame. That way, as soon as you're finished, you can pop it straight in once it's dry. There we go, nearly finished my background. It's amazing how just using a different colour can make two artworks that are technically very similar look and feel completely different. That's why I like sometimes having no rules is a good rule. A bit of this in here, and I've got that last corner to fill in now. Add a dash more water. There we go. And there's my background. Alright, I'm just going to clean my brush, and now I'm going to come back and finish off those leaves with a little bit of the more green over the top. Just to make, and see how it's actually going to blend those lines a little bit. That's what I wanted. I'm going to make them slightly darker so that they don't look exactly like the stems, but it's just going to blur those lines just a little bit. About there, a little bit here, and there we go. There's my watercolour painting for Mother's Day. I hope yours turns out really good. Love to see a photo of it. Bye.